Nearly 1 million Israelis are under attack today as Palestinian militants from Gaza continue to pound the area with rocket fire for a fourth consecutive day. Over 200 mortars, Qassam rockets and Grad missiles have been shot at the cities of Beersheba, Ashdod and Ashkelon. 2 missiles hit as far north as Gedera, that's just 40 kilometers south of Tel Aviv. Now, no Israeli civilians have been killed. Several have been lightly injured. Buildings, homes, schools, parked cars have been damaged, and residents in the south are continuing to live under a blanket of fear, running to safe rooms and bomb shelters as the sirens continually go off. 200,000 children are still at home as schools remain closed. Now, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu went down to the south yesterday to show his support. I spoke with Netanyahu's spokesman earlier, and here's what he had to tell me about the trip.
The first thing that has to be said is the Prime Minister has been expressing great praise, both of the people in the south, the Israeli civilians who've been in the firing line, and we've seen them acting with great fortitude and perseverance, and he's praised them for it. He's praised the leaders, the mayors, the local leadership in the different communities down there.
The latest cycle of violence in Gaza began on Friday after the Israeli army carried out a targeted assassination of a wanted terrorist in Gaza. The Air Force killed Zuhir al-Qaasi, a senior commander in the Popular Resistance Committees.
This man was not only responsible for a lot of innocent blood in his past, but he was actively involved in preparing future attacks. One specific attack that we are still concerned about, and we think by taking him out, we've affected the command and control of that terrorist organization and inhibited their ability to kill Israelis.
The PRC and Islamic Jihad have taken responsibility for most of the rocket and missile fire over the last few days. Hamas is staying out of the fight, though some in Israel suspect the terrorist group may be providing rockets to the 2 smaller militant factions supported by Iran. Israel's Iron Dome anti-missile defense system has helped shield Israelis. The 3 mobile batteries have shot down about 40% of all incoming rockets, its best performance yet.
We are the only military in the world that has this kind of capability, namely intercepting short-range rockets, and we continue to intercept those rockets. And if you speak to any of the Israelis living in Beersheba or in Ashdod, they will tell you that the Iron Dome system actually provides them with some sort of security.
The Israeli Air Force has responded to the rocket assault on the south with over 24 counterstrikes in Gaza. They've targeted rocket launchers, smuggling tunnels, and weapons and storage manufacturing sites. It's been the fiercest response since the 2008 Gaza war. The Israeli army says it has killed at least 19 Palestinian militants. Medical sources in Gaza say at least 70 people have been injured and at least 4 Palestinian civilians have died.
It's very difficult when you're dealing with an enemy that hides behind civilians and chooses launching pads within mosques and schools and soccer fields. It's very difficult to avoid any harm of the population, which we do try our best. We are using very precise munition.
Israel's Defense Minister Ehud Barak has vowed to continue to protect Israelis in the south. He promised that those who attacked Israeli civilians would be, quote, punished.
I would say the situation is tense. The IDF will continue to defend this country because we cannot allow a situation of rain of rockets to continue.
Violence along the Gaza border is expected to continue over the next couple of days, but officials both at the army and the Prime Minister's office say Israel is not interested in any kind of large-scale military operation in Gaza. Hamas officials also seem keen to avoid any kind of escalation. According to Palestinian sources, Egyptian mediators are working with Hamas Prime Minister Ismail Haniyeh to broker a ceasefire with Islamic Jihad and the other militant groups. Jordana Miller, JN1, Jerusalem.